Hello guys, welcome back to UD's quickest movie reviews. So hope you're doing well in this lockdown period. Since lockdown is about to finish, we thought we'll make a complete episode of short films that are shot during lockdown period. So before further delay, let's start our program. Before we start, I want you guys to hit that subscribe and the bell icon so that you can get all our updates on time. Have you planned what you're going to do the very first day after the lockdown is over? Why am I asking this? Is because the very first movie we are going to review today is Lockdown. Lockdown is a Bengali short film posted on Rising Sun Entertainment YouTube channel. The plot of the film starts with this young boy and his life during the lockdown period, and voiceover asks him, "What are you doing?" With a lot of depression, disconnected from this world, he looks towards the camera and he says, "Like everyone else, I'm counting my days." Which is obvious that every one of us are really counting our days. Now, why is he so disconnected? Why is he so sad or depressed? Is the twist that comes at the end of the film. Coming to the technical details, the story is written and directed by Rajat Sarkar. Rajat has done a wonderful job. The story he has taken is heart-touching, and he has managed to portray the element of surprise or the wow factor very well. However, I see that he could not sustain the wow factor for a long time. Why? Because he was deliberately trying to convince his audience to feel that wow factor. See, it becomes really ugly when you're trying to explain your thought in every possible aspect. Some things should be left so that audience can understand all by himself. The camera of the movie I felt was very raw. That might be what the director wanted it to be, but I think that backfired. Few of the angles were so disturbing to my eye that I could not understand why did you even take that angle. Most of the angles were from behind the character, which again was not so appealing. However, at the end it was a very nice attempt, heart-touching. The subjective was so clear. So even with all those cons, I rate this movie, Lockdown, a 3-star in IMDb. The second movie that we are going to review today is Knock Knock. Knock Knock is a suspense thriller Malayalam short film hosted by awesome site YouTube channel. The story basically starts from this different family members coming to know about a news during Corona lockdown. Basically, they are watching television, they are talking to each other. A lot of different aspects that they come to know about. The news basically is that during the lockdown, late night, there's some unknown people or group of people are walking on streets, and they are cautioned to be careful about this day. So this news was not taken seriously. But then, all of a sudden, there is a knock on the door. And when they open the door, there is no one there. And the next thing that happens is a young boy is attacked by some supervisor teacher. Now all these young fellows, they decide that they are going to trap this gang. Will they trap those guys? Even if they trap, why are these guys doing this? Are they going to trap? And are they the real reason behind all those things? So what are they going to do after this trap? Is the rest of the story. So coming to the technical part. Unfortunately, I could not find individual credits as the complete movie is credited to Team Warriors. Team Warriors did a very nice job. I really loved the way they have composed the complete movie. There are some concerns I was not sure whom to address this. I see the movie was wonderfully made. Unfortunately, there were some characters which were not really involved. That might be because they are facing the camera for the first time. I think it is wise to give them workshop before you shoot. The camera work was there. Number 3, angle of your light. See, it is understood that there is a source of light. For example, when I am sitting to discuss a secret with your friend, and the light you are using is a mobile light, right? So mobile light is focused on their face like this, right? So it is not necessary that you are going to show the light in your face, because no one in the world would hold their torch light like this and sit and discuss that secret. So what happens here is, if you would have avoided this light like this and only taken till here, audience was convinced, even then audience was convinced, there is a torch and the light is coming. Because you are doing this, audience are confused, why are you doing this? So these are very small things that you have to take care of. So with that, I think Knock Knock is a very interesting subject. And I suggest Team Warriors be a bit more careful with the vocals, sounds, lights, and camera. And I rate this film at 3.5 star in art. Guys, if you are a 90s kid, I'm sure you would have seen this camera called Polaroid. Polaroid cameras are those cameras where you take a snap and a printer or printing mechanism will print that photograph immediately and gives you a print. Why am I telling you about Polaroid? Because that is our next film that we are going to review. Polaroid is a Tamil short film that is based on a horror factor. Hosted on Rajat Kumar Mani YouTube channel, Polaroid is a very interesting subject. Polaroid, the plot of the film starts by establishing the lifestyle of this person, a bachelor, who is trapping these girls with different Facebook IDs. It so happens that he receives a package from an unknown sender. When he opens the package, he sees this camera, an old Polaroid camera. Unknowing who sent it, he just keeps it aside and he continues with his work. So he goes out basically and comes in the evening and he sees that there is a snap. When he sees the snap, he sees that it is his room with an unknown object in the snap. He is a bit scared, but not so much. Maybe he would have thought it is a mechanical error or something. So he keeps it aside and he goes. He continues doing his work. And the Polaroid camera angles itself to a corner and takes a snap. Who sent this camera? Why was it sent to this person? Why is it taking photographs of that particular corner? What is going to happen next? Will this person come out of this mystery or not? Is the end of the film. The twist was really good. The story and narration are really seamless. Camera was well handled. Coming to the technical part of it, director Rajat Kumar Mani has done a wonderful job in writing, direction. Unfortunately, I wouldn't say the same about editing. That is because of the cuts. Cuts were not precise. I mean, in a movie like this, cuts should be very precise. Like check, and the next scene starts. What happens here is that 2-3 frames that he has left was making me feel a bit lagged. I mean, imagine a person is very relaxed and action, he starts acting. The difference between your clap and the action, this actor should be in his character. I could see it was not that streamlined. Tried some wonderful camera angles. Few of them were very weird. I'll give you an example. When this character goes out of his room, the top angle camera was not really working out. Your complete motive was to show this Polaroid camera larger than life or some entity. In that case, I would have taken a very tight of unfocused camera with this person exiting. I would have focus pulled onto the camera. Or maybe the wonderful thing what you did, maybe the camera is looking at him, or maybe the camera turns at him, showing that that fellow is gone, this camera has registered him, or something like that. This is just to build the dramatic part of it, and that can be done only by camera because you have only one actor who is acting in the complete film. So you could have done something like that to enhance your visuals. The brilliant part of the film is the trick shots. The way you have composed that Polaroid camera angling itself was wonderfully done. I still am not able to figure out how did you do that. The light part was very good. Story narration, very good, brilliantly done. Editing, I think you can do better. Camera, sometimes awesomely done, sometimes I didn't understand why did you take those unusual angles. I would appreciate Yogesh. Yogesh is the only actor in the film and he has pulled it very good. So with all this, I would say Polaroid is a very well done horror film. I really like the idea and I hope they make a sequel of Polaroid. Polaroid is a well made idea and a horror film, and I rate this a 3 star. Our next film that we are going to review is A Blind Courier. Blind Courier is a fantasy Tamil short film hosted by Devudan's site YouTube channel. The plot of the movie starts with this particular blind person listening to a radio show. where he's told that there is this virus called corona, be careful and stuff like that, and suddenly a thunder sound comes in, and with thunder there is a door knock. The blind person gets up his bed and he opens the he goes to the door and asks, who is this? And the other side, the person says that this is a courier and you have a courier. Surprised blind person, not able to understand who has sent him a courier, opens the door. And the courier boy comes in, he takes the signature and stuff, whatever it is, he does it, and hands over a package. The blind person takes the package and keeps it aside. He is sitting on his bed. The courier fellow, just about to go, turns back, looking at the blind person, curiously asks him, how did he lose his sight? And the blind person, with a smile, says that there was some accident that happened, because of which he became blind. Now further, this courier boy, trying to build a conversation, asks him, imagine if God walks in and grant you a wish, and you have two options. One, you can either get your vision back. Two, you can find a cure for this corona. Which one would you choose? Which one would he choose? My first thing. Second thing, why was this courier boy so interested in this person? Number 3, what was inside the package? Number 4, who sent him the package? All these answers are very interesting when you watch the climax of the film. Blind Courier is a well made experiment and a great fantasy. Coming to the technical part, written and directed by Prabhu Shekhar, the film is an absolute perfect executed story. However, I may not say the same thing about editing, which was also done by Prabhu. Editing was not sharp. It had weird placing of camera. Again, camera is not done by him, it was done by Vidya Sagar. I really love the way you guys have played with your color tones, depicting the reality and the alternative reality. It shows how much command that a director has over his subjective. However, I was disappointed with the quality of the visual. Even at the highest resolutions possible, the visual looked very dull. This is because you were not able to use huge lights, but then I think you could have used some ISO, or at least the base light should have been more, so that the quality looks perfect even when you are playing with the colors. So coming to the camera. Camera was handled by two people. One is Vidya Sagar and other one is Ajay. They have composed a very standard framings. I really appreciate that. But then when you are making a movie like this, I think there should be a difference between reality and alternative reality, just like I told in editing you guys have played with the colors. The same ways I would expect you to play with the camera also. Some different angle for your alternative reality would have enhanced the visuals. The biggest drawback of the film is sound. I could see almost everywhere there is no lip sync. The dialogue was coming long before the person even started to move his lip. This particular aspect is a disaster for the film. Coming to actors, both the actors were fabulously playing their role, especially the blind one. I understand how hard it is to keep your black eyeball hidden. My suggestion to Prabhu is please take care of sound, it really matters. And your camera angles, lights, they were good but could have been better. I'm sure you're going to implement all these things in your next movie, and I really love to see your next movie. So, with all these things, I rate Blind Courier a 3-star in our show. So, our next movie of the episode is Sarkophia. Sarkophia is a Tamil short comedy film hosted on Cinema Store Films, a YouTube channel. One of the most hilarious movies I have watched during lockdown period. The film is about this guy who is stuck at home, who is an IT employee, who is stuck at home and wants to boost. And the film is how this fellow faces this series of events where he's trying to get alcohol, he's so close to it but never gets it. Will he ever get the booze? Is the rest of the story. As funny as the story is, it really made me surprised when I heard the technicality of the film. The whole movie was shot in one location during lockdown period. That is one. Second thing, they have shot complete movie with a smartphone or smartphone camera, multiple smartphone cameras of course. Third thing, and the most surprising thing, is complete movie budget was zero. Yes, this is a zero budgeted movie. The movie is really good. I mean, after knowing such details, I think movie is wonderful. But however, no matter what, as a viewer, I felt few things were not up to the mark. Number one, editing. As all the movies that we have discussed today, this movie also has a lot of lag. Number two, most of the times the actor is placed in such a way that he has a direct light behind him, which made it impossible to see his face, and it was also disturbing the eye. Number three, the sound. As they were shooting in a small smartphone or something, they have completely forgot about sound. There were a lot of free sounds, reverbs, and a lot of noise going on. However, when they switched to these film songs, it was so clear. So, audio was really disturbing the entire film. Coming to the technical part, director Vino along with writer Rakesh Raj has given some wonderful Tamil comedy. I really appreciate their efforts, and the way they have shot this film is really impressive. So, with all these things, I rate Sarkophia a 3.5 star in our show. Cheers! So, the next movie we are going to review is Air 2040. Air 2040 is a future based fantasy. Air 2040 is a future based fantasy short film hosted by Bring and Bong YouTube channel. Air 2040 is just an imagination of the earth in 2040. What happens when there is a scarcity of oxygen, and how is it going to affect this human beings? Now the film starts in 2040 where everyone are buying oxygen, liquid oxygen, like we buy water in a can. And our story starts with this family who are struggling to buy their oxygen because the husband has damaged lungs. So he needs more oxygen. Wife is struggling to purchase oxygen. Though she is ready to pay, there is a scarcity of this oxygen supply. Now the story is a conversation between a husband who is about to die and a helpless wife who is trying to find a solution to save her husband. It is a futuristic movie, it is an emotional drive, and it has a lot of elements implemented into it. So, coming to the technical part, the writer of the story, producer, director, Mr. Avi Brath, has done a fab job. Though it may sound dramatic, but the rate of pollution that is happening today, if it continues, there's no surprise that this flick is going to be a reality. Thanks to Bhanupriya Singh, who is DOP of this film, who has given a wonderful visual narration. Stories like these, when you're talking about future and stuff, I have always seen flying cars, robots, a lot of other things. But magic of Bhanupriya was that she has actually filmed everything that we see today and given it a new prospect. And trust me, when you are seeing, you will not feel that you are seeing present day. It was so clean, it was so smooth, and the way they have color graded it, edited it, you will feel that you are in future. So out and out, I would say Air 2040 was the best experiment that I have seen during this lockdown period. And I would rate Air 2040 a 4.5 stars. So that brings us to the end of the show. However, we are going to start reviewing one foreign film from this week. So today's foreign film is Life of a Doll. The Life of a Doll is a short film posted on Tezvi Fredman's channel. It's a YouTube channel. The plot of the film starts when this person receives a parcel. When they open the parcel, they see a new toy or doll. From there, the film is just a documentary of life of this doll, as the title says. So the doll, how this person is treating this doll. He's playing with him, he's cherishing the moments with it, he's feeding the doll. A lot of things are happening at the beginning of the film. As the film passes, we see a stage where this doll is getting ignored, then it's not played with it, and then we see a stage where the doll is broken and thrown out. The climax of the film is how the doll ends up in a location which she was enjoying in a poster. That's a sad ending. It is an emotional journey of a new toy to a toy which no one wants. Coming to the technical part, director Friedman knows how to play with his audience prospect. It is very rare in a short film that we see a lot of prospective vision going on. Initially, when we are looking from an audience prospect of this doll getting into a new house. But as time goes in, we see a director's prospect of what is happening on your screen. But at the end, by the end of the film, we are looking at prospect of a doll. I mean, we become the doll herself. It is so rare that you can play with prospects. It shows the level of understanding of the script and director's ability to depict that into a camera angle. That is wonderful thing to do. Camera was very perfectly used. Of course, I did felt a few camera angles were not really necessary to emphasize a lot of detail to make audience feel that they are in the film. Editing was really good. However, I must say that I was expecting a lot of color grading or toning to be done, as the film was from a New York filmmaker, which I couldn't understand because there was a lot of blue that can be used. There were a lot of color shades that could have been used, but director chose it to be a bit towards the pale colors, or maybe he wanted it to look desaturated, which I think was not working well with the film. The music was really soothing. It really added a bit of flavor to the film. With all these things, I rate Life of a Doll to be a 3.5 star in our show. So with that, we come to the end of the show. I've got 250 entries this week, so it will take time. If your movie is not seen in 1.0, I'm definitely sure I'm going to review your movie in 2.0. So please be patient, subscribe our channel, hit the bell icon, and please support us by sharing. This is Udai signing off. Till next week. See ya.